It's now been a month since President Trump's return to the White House. New polling shows he may be losing some of the voter enthusiasm he started off with a few weeks ago. Approval ratings from Gallup and Quinnipiac showing Trump dropping a few points with an even steeper fall on Ipsos. A new CNN poll shows 52% of Americans disapprove of Trump's performance so far, something no other president has experienced at the start of their term in office. But it is important to point out this is still better than at any point in Trump's first 4 years in the White House during his first term. Joining us now to discuss this and more, pollster and communication strategist Frank Luntz. Frank, thanks so much for being here with us. We kind of just laid out a current state of play, as it were. What do you think of that?
I'm glad to have this opportunity because both sides, and there really are two sides to this, have something to cheer about this evening. First, the level of support for Donald Trump has fallen. It is reasonably clear it's been a significant measurement, but the agreement with the general direction of what he's trying to do is positive. So Democrats can point to the fact that the numbers that he's dropped below 50% support, and that's significant. Republicans can point to the fact that he's more popular now than he was at any time in his first term. Democrats can say that the intensity of support behind Trump's measures have dropped, but Republicans can say that the support in general for cutting wasteful spending, for cutting the bureaucracy, for dealing with issues at the border is just as strong, if not stronger. So tonight, both sides can claim victory, but this is only day 33 of this administration.
I know it is still quite early, as you note. I want to also ask you about the economy. I know you talked to a lot of voters during the election, and that came up time and time again, that people just simply think it is too expensive in this country, the cost of living. Our poll showed 49% of Americans think that Trump's tariffs are not a good thing. This was interesting, though. 62% think he has not done enough to lower prices. Now, as you and I just noted, it's a month in, so he said he would do that on day one, but to be fair, it is only a month in. But how long do you think Americans will give him to bring those costs down?
The speech that's coming up on March 4th is going to be very important because that's going to reset expectations for the country. Make no mistake, affordability, and I'm glad that you said prices, because that's really the issue. It's not the economy, it's affordability is still the number one issue, and it's the reason why he won the election. And so if they see that he's too focused on other things and not driving prices, they will become disappointed or disenchanted. But make no mistake, a president can only do so much so quickly. This is something that takes longer. They want him to keep his eye on the ball. They want him to be focused on getting rid of those things that cause his price to go up. I will point out that on the issue of energy, which is very important to the overall prices, that Trump has been successful in expanding production and getting rid of some of the regulation that have prevented energy production. The American people support every energy source all the time, everywhere. So you can see that kind of policy making a change over the long term. But you're correct. The public is impatient and they want to see prices fall right now.
Hmm. And we also just tonight, much of our news has been centered around Elon Musk and his role with Doge, and there's these emails out now. They're cutting USAID employees. When we asked people in our polling about Elon Musk's role in the administration, 54% of Americans said that they don't like. It's a bad thing that Trump gave him this role in the White House. Did that ever come up when you were talking to voters, the Elon Musk of it all? Because he has, again, in this first month, played quite a big role.
It came up, and in fact, it comes up often.
Mm.
The public has skepticism about billionaires being involved in politics. And while they don't generically dislike it, they don't like the tone and the demeanor. The reason why I wanted to do this interview is to explain one thing to your viewers. The overall objectives and the goals and the general policies behind what's been happening is approved of. The way it's being communicated to the American people, no, they don't want a chainsaw brought to the government. They don't want this seeming meanness as part of public policy. They do want the objectives. They do want less waste, less fraud, and most importantly, less corruption. And so they back the president and his administration generically on what he's trying to do. But the language and the communication, the messaging is over the top. And the public understands that these are real people with real families and real concerns. They're not seeking chaos, they're seeking an orderly change of the way things are. The Democrats are wrong by talking about resistance because the public doesn't want resistance. They simply want these things done efficiently, effectively, and with accountability. And so it's still anyone's game who's going to be successful.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear you say that because again and again, having both former bureaucrats, but also like Leon Panetta was on, who's obviously run OMB, others who have said, look, it's the way this is being done that, Bill Clinton cut the government back in the 90s, but it was after a whole kind of evaluation of the government and going through Congress, all of that. It's the way it's being done. And it's interesting to hear you saying that voters and Americans are saying that as well.
Well, the issue for me is I appear on a show like yours, and the Republicans get frustrated and the Democrats get frustrated because in the end, both of them are correct and both of them are wrong. You can do the right thing, but apparently for the wrong reasons, or you can do the wrong thing for the right reasons. The public is asking, make these changes and make them now. Make no mistake, they want results, they want success, and they want it. They're tired of waiting, but they want it done in a respectful, in a decent, in a organized fashion. And they don't see that happening right now. They're applauding that these issues are being dealt with. They simply want them to be dealt with understanding and empathy.